Ladies and gentlemen, babies and elephant, welcome to another new video. My name is Bosley, and today I want to share with you guys this Herald stacking power siphon Guardian. Yes, you heard that right. It's a Herald stacking build. There are actually a lot of Herald stacking builds out there, but for me, myself, I was trying to venture into this build. I couldn't find a build guide that's suitable for me. So I felt that I want to transfer the message on my point of view as well. First off, I would like to let you guys know that I hold no credit for this build. Most of the parts of the build, I would like to thank you, Cute Dog, he's a streamer as well, for actually looking to his build and actually got some ideas from his build, and I implemented and a little bit of changes, making it cheaper for myself to play with, because I don't have a lot of currency to play around with. So I myself tried to build this build with the minimal budget that I have. So I actually done all the calculations that I needed to do. I actually have a spreadsheet ready for you guys as well, an Excel spreadsheet to show you guys the total cost of the build. A lot of people actually told me that this build is going to cost you a lot of currency and stuff like that, but I wanted to see how good can it be with a low budget, like below 100 Exalt for this Herald stacking build out there is actually very cheap for Herald stacking build. If you don't want to push to the from this build, min-maxing forward, the only difference is how fast can you kill the bosses. That's it. Like everything else pretty much is already at the peak, right? So from here on out, it's about putting in a few more auras and pushing the damage from killing Cyrus at a shorter time and shorter period. That's it. Like, so everything else pretty much works as the same as the multiple mirror tiers Herald stacking builds out there. So first, I want to explain to you guys the cost for okay, I'll explain to you guys for the cost first, so you guys would know that the cost is. Oh wait, okay. You know what? I'm going to talk about the cost later on, after I explain everything, so that you know that what is the items required first, and then after that you will know the cost. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk about the Ascendancy. Now, Guardian. Why Guardian? Good question. So Guardian actually has really good aura buffs. Okay, so first off, what you want to pick up is you can pick up a few choices here. You can go for Radiant Faith first. So most of the nodes, the small nodes here, are giving you Energy Shield, because this build is built around Chaos Inoculation. For you guys that don't know what is Chaos Inoculation, basically Chaos Inoculation is giving you immunity to chaos damage and poison. So we need a lot of, we're building around a lot of Energy Shield. And for you guys out there that you don't really know what is a Herald stacking build, to simplify and summarize it for you, basically you're using cluster jewels that gives you a lot of buff multipliers on how many heralds you have active, and then buffed on whatever aura skills that you have which is active. I'll explain more later on in the video. Okay, so pick up Radiant Faith first. So Radiant Faith will give you Energy Shield based on your reserve mana. So the more mana reserve you have, the more Energy Shield you will get. Reserve life, we are not going to get that because we are not reserving any life, because it's a CI. And then after that, pick up an Unwavering Faith as soon as you can, because the aura from your skills grant you another 1% physical damage reduction to you and your allies. So this is a huge buff. Actually, Cute Dog has a video on YouTube explaining very in-depth guide on how do they scale this physical damage reduction, because it's actually more than 1%. In my case, in my scenario, I can scale up to 6%. So every aura gives me 6% physical damage reduction. There's a video out there from Cute Dog. It's called Tanking Cyrus or something like. He released like within a week, 2 weeks or a month ago, something like that. Be sure to check that out if you don't understand what is this. I'm not going to explain more on that one. Okay. So, and then life regeneration per second from your aura skills as well. Per aura give you more regen. The more auras you have, the more regen you have. It's crazy. And then Harmony of Purpose will give you power, frenzy, and endurance charges when on hit. There's a chance. Really cool. And then Bastion of Hope gives you block chance every 5 seconds. For 2 seconds, it will block. The block chance will go to max block, which is 75% block chance. So that is the Ascendancy. So you can actually go for Ascendant, which is Scion. But the thing is, that is if you want to run 4 4 cluster zones. Okay, so basically I'm only playing 3 zones because I am a poor ass motherfucker, so I can only afford 3. If you can afford much more than that, then go for Ascendant. Then you can go for the 4th jewel over here on the left. So I'm just showing you below 100 Exalt budget. Okay, this is 100 Exalt below budget. All right. So Ascendancy is done. Let's talk about the gear now. We're playing a Wonder with the Power Siphon. Power Siphon is actually a really cool skill. First off, Power Siphon is a physical skill, so you need to convert most of your damage to all the elements, but you already have running a few auras, so the auras itself are converting your damage to the element as well, number 1. Number 2, Culling Strike. So Culling Strike is huge. It's basically a 7 link, because the Culling Strike is included as well. So Culling Strike means that if the enemy has 10% health and below, they will die instantly, and it fires 9 projectiles. So it's really cool for the clear speed, as you can see like this. All right. So Wonder, first off, you want to look for a physical one. You need, what I would say is this: try to get one that gives you DPS, physical DPS at least 300 and above, and if you can, try to get elemental penetration. That will give you a huge damage boost. So the imbue 1. Helmet will be using Alpha's Howl. So Alpha's Howl is really huge. First off, it's cheaper than using any self-crafted rare hubris circlet, but the helmet enchant is really quite important here. So the Hatred, 15% reduced mana reservation. You can either use Hatred or Haste. Hatred or Haste, yeah. So Hatred or Haste will be the best helmet enchant that you can get. On average, the helmet enchant on this Alpha's Howl, I would say, is about 10 Exalt. I got this for 10 Exalt. The reason for this is Alpha Howls gives you 8% mana reservation reduced, and it gives you immunity to Frozen, and it gives you +2 level to Socketed Aura Gems. So it's really cool. And the shield here, so the shield is quite important, right? So the shield, the most important thing you want to get from the shield is the Socketed Gems give 15% reduced mana reservation. The whole build, you need to get everything reduced mana reservation so that you can chuck in as much auras as you can, okay? So this is really important. Any shield can do, but of course Titanium Spirit Shield gives you a lot of ES, and the reduced mana reservation is a must-have in the shield, okay? Armor, I would say definitely Sakawal's Nest, because 10% reduced mana reservation, and gives you a lot of attributes to cap your attributes for whatever gems that you're trying to slot in, okay? And also you are able to use the aspect of the Avian in the back, so it gives you double the effect. I'll explain on the aspect of the Avian later on. The amulet will be definitely self-crafted vitality skill, so you save 1 jewel socket, and then after that 6% reduced mana reservation definitely is what you need from the amulet. All the costs of the gears I'll explain later on during the spreadsheet, the Excel spreadsheet. The rings, 2 rings are 1 Herald of Thunder, 1 Herald of Ash. So both the rings, other than that, everything else in the ring, it's up to you. You want energy shield, you want damage, whatever, okay? I pick up the High Templar Crusader gloves. So the gloves gives me 6% energy shield, elemental weakness, and critical chance, which is really huge for me. I picked this up for a few exalts. Okay, so that's a question that many people ask, but actually I went and did some research and did some testing myself, and actually figured out, I came up with a conclusion. So if you pick up a High Templar gloves that has more than 1 curse, because the main curse that we're looking for right now is we're looking at elemental weakness. So if there are more than 1, okay, this is something I needed to sell. I'm sorry. I'll just make this real quick. Let's see. Sorry there. This is not supposed to happen, but I actually be meaning to sell this off. 2, 3, 5, 6. Get it? Okay, so oops. Yep. So yeah. So if your gloves, let me just put on D&D. If your gloves has more than one curse, okay, it will apply whichever curse that has the earlier it applies according to alphabetical order. So meaning, if in my scenario I have 2 curses here, elemental weakness and vulnerability, so E and V, the first capital letter, mine is E. E comes first, so you'll always apply elemental weakness first, regardless of the level, regardless of everything. It goes according to alphabetical order. Okay, now a different scenario. Let's say you have elemental weakness and the other one will be enfeeble. Okay, so which one will apply first? Both of them are E. Okay, so which one will apply first? Elemental weakness will apply first. Why? Because it's EL, the following alphabet is a L. Enfeeble, the following letter is a N. N comes after L. So that's why, therefore, elemental weakness will always come first. So that's how you pick the right gloves for you. Just make sure you get that in mind. Otherwise, you won't be applying elemental weakness on the enemies. The belt will be crystal belt. They're self-crafted with the aspect of the avian on it. Give me more energy shield. And the boots, you can pick up elusive and tailwind because we are dealing a lot of crit. And also helm, boot enchant with attack speed if you crit recently. Everything else will be energy shield, intelligence, whatever that you need. Okay? So that's the gear. The flask will be Cinder Swallow's Urn with more crit chance. Bottled Faith, totally not necessary. You do not need Bottled Faith at all. It's a luxury to have. You do not need it at all. But you have it, cool. You can replace it with Taste of Hate easily, no problem. Diamond Flask for more crit chance. The Dying Sun that gives you more 2 additional projectiles, so it gives us 11. Now it's 9. When you use Dying Sun will be 11 projectiles. Good for clear speed. Aziri's Promise for more damage boost right there. Okay? That is the Flask. Now let's talk about the Pantheon. The Pantheon I'm using right now will be Lunaris. If I'm up against the boss, I will go for Solaris because for single target. This for map farming, and Garakan for more move speed when I'm mapping. Simple as that. Bandits will definitely go for 2 additional skill points because you need skill points. Skill points are really, really important in this scenario. Okay? Gems. So in my one will be Clarity linked with Enlighten 4 and Dread Banner. In the helmet will be Haste, Hatred, and Discipline linked with Empower. I want to empower them to the max level. So Haste will be level 25, Hatred and Discipline all will be max, pushed more levels to gain more juice out of the auras. For the shield will be Anger, Purity of Ice, and Wrath. 2 auras here because the auras will scale a lot more rather than connecting to the Enlightened level 4. If you put in shield, it will take a lot less more mana reservation. On the rings will be Flame Dash and Blood Rage. On the gloves, Precision, linked with Purity of Fire, Enlighten, and Purity of Lightning. And on the boots will be Herald of Purity, Herald of Ice, and Herald of Agony. So we're running 5 Heralds, okay? So Ash, Thunder, Agony, Herald, Ice, and Purity. 5 Heralds. And if you watch my videos before, you know me. I myself, I always go for portal gems because I don't like portal scrolls. Simple as that. Okay? That's the gem links. Now, the last and most important thing is the skill tree. All the skill trees out there are pretty much straightforward. Anything that's related to Herald stacking, it's always going to look like this. Okay? So it's either going to look like this, 3 zones, and if you're rich enough, 4 zones. Okay? So pick up the 3 cluster zones here, these corners, and then pick up Zealot's Oath because all the life regeneration from the Vitality skill and everything else will go towards your energy shield. And Chaos Inoculation definitely. And here pick up all the mana reservation nodes. So here's a mana reservation node over here up to Sovereignty. Here as well will be mana reservation nodes, influence. So influence, okay, just to let you guys know, increased effect of non-cursed auras. So non-cursed auras will be increased effect, meaning non-cursed auras like vitality, discipline, all these are non-cursed auras. It will increase the effect, okay? Over here, reduce mana reservation as well, charisma, and a reduced mana reservation as well. Down here will be champion of the cause, will be the anointment for your amulet. Very important, you must pick up this one. Gives you mana reservation and also non-cursed auras as well. Let's see. Okay. So I'll explain the main jewels that we need. Okay, now we are using 3 of the voices. Okay, 3 voices you need. 3 voices, you can pick up the cheapest one out there, the 7 passive skills. It's no problem. I'm currently level 95 and I actually able to use up all the sockets, so don't worry about it. So of course you can afford 5 sockets, then the more skill points that you will save up. Okay, so there's 2 types of Herald. Okay, first off, you need to pick up this medium Herald, medium cluster jewel that is 10% increased damage while affected by a Herald. Okay, you need 9 of these. Okay, 9 of these because there's 3 zones, 3 per zone, 9 of these. In combination, if you're following exactly what I have, you only need Purposeful Harbinger and Heraldry. You only need 3 of those. The other 6 can be Purposeful Harbinger and Endbringer. So I want to explain a bit more on this one. So what does Purposeful Harbinger do? Purposeful Harbinger does is 10% effect on you for all the aura buffs for each herald affecting you. So 50%, because it's 5 herald, 50% per aura, 50% increased effect of the auras on you. So all your jewels, cluster jewels, you must make sure that you always have Purposeful Harbinger in every single one of them. Okay, you have to make sure. So there's 9 of them, right? 9 jewels, 9 of them. 9 times 5 is 450%. Increased effect of your non-curse auras, meaning your discipline, your vitality, your purity of lightning, your purity of fire, your purity of ice, your let's see, hatred, everything. All these are non-curse auras. All of them will get 450% boost on effect. That's how the Herald stacking works. That's why it's so insane. Okay. So besides Heraldry, you want to make sure the others will be Purposeful Harbinger and Endbringer. So Endbringer will be giving you all the damage boosts you need. So 25% increased damage per Herald affecting you. So there's 5 Heralds, so it's 125% per Endbringer jewel here. 6 times 125, 625, 150, 6, 750% increased damage because of the Endbringer. 6 of them brings up to 750% increased damage. Okay. So okay. So after explaining all the small cluster jewels, all the jewels after that you want to pick up on the third slot on the jewel socket will be all the mana reserved. Okay. So mana reserved jewels, I mostly will pick up all the cobalt ones because the cobalt ones gives you attack speed with 1s and intelligence, and if you can afford a bit more, go for the ones with attack speed and energy shield, maximum energy shield. Okay. Conqueror's efficiency is a definitely must-have because this one gives you 2% reduced mana reserve. This one you can pick it up, or even you got it from the quest line when you're doing your quest. Same thing, mana reserve, attack speed with 1s. Same thing, mana reserve, attack speed with 1s. Combination, you can use attack speed with 1s with projectile damage, attack speed with 1s with global physical damage, attack speed with 1s with global critical chance. All these is you can work it out which one you want. Okay. Most importantly, you want to have mana reserve, reduced mana reserves. So all of them, there's 9 jewels. There's 9 jewels, but this one is not reduced mana reserves. So 9 jewels, there are 8 jewels there, so it's 8% less reduced mana reserve. Okay. So all the jewels, all the cobalt jewels are the same. The Watcher's Eye I'm using will be cold damage, 60% increased cold damage while affected by hatred, and crit multi by anger. Okay. And here will be another one. Crit Global Fizz with attack speed while holding a shield, because we were using a shield. Definitely yes. Intuitive Leap. The reason why you pick this up, because you save 2 skill points over here. If you are not using this jewel, you have to apply another 2 skill points just to pick these 2 up. So these 2 are not really important here. Intelligence not really important. Our area effect of your aura skills not important, because we don't have any allies. We're not worried about that. So this one save you 2 skill points if you pick this up. Okay. And yes, I think I pretty much covered all the jewels. Yep. So here we come to the conclusion. Personally, I've played it. I have never died ever since playing Herald stacking. This character I leveled from 92 to 95 in less than 2 days. Personally, I find it really, really fun to play with. You should try it out, because next league, 100% they will either nerf it or even remove it. Okay, they will change it to something else. You will definitely not get the opportunity to try this build the next league. So this league, if you have currencies lying around, be sure to try it out. I've narrowed it down to less than 100 exalts. Okay, so it's definitely, yeah, speaking of that, the most important part, the Excel spreadsheet. So the Herald stacking budget calculation here. So 2 Enlightens will be 4.5, Val Haste, Hatred, Discipline, Empower, all the gems, all the gears, all the flask, all the jewels, all listed here, 99.9 exalt. Okay, this is calculated according to yesterday, which is the 13th of May 2020. I will put this download link to in the description below for this Excel spreadsheet if you want to have a look at this. Okay. And yes, so conclusion, below 100 exalts, definitely something that you want to try. Okay, definitely very okay, just to show you guys. Oh fuck, accidentally press X over there. Let's see, and clarity, and what's the last one? And go. Okay. In terms of survivability, so now tooltip is showing me 1.39 million DPS. In terms of Shaper DPS, this goes up to 8.8 million Shaper DPS. If it's Barrage, it will be about 13 to 14 million DPS, total DPS. In terms of defense, 76% physical damage reduction, 1.79 thousand energy shield regen per second, 90% full cap rest and then some, 100% chaos resist and then some, up to 95% movement speed increase, huge movement speed. Aspect of the avian buff gives you more movement speed or either double damage. It will alternate every now and then. Huge defense, huge defense, huge clear speed, really good single target boss damage, stress-free, pressure-free build, and fun to play with for less than 100 exalt. There you go. If you have any comments or you have any suggestions for the build, or you have any questions to ask me, feel free to drop a comment below. If you do like the video, like and subscribe my channel. I stream on Twitch as well. All the information will be down in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I really hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your week and the rest of your time playing on Path of Exile. Good luck, Exile, and I will see you on the next video.